Wi-Fi went out right before the stream started. But a couple reboots and 11 minutes later and we're here. No one hates being late worse than me. So again, sorry. I'm going to chalk that up to an L on the YouTube front. Couple L's recently on the YouTube game. But listen, we're here for the uninitiated. I'm a developer behind an app. The app is not profitable. There were 60 days left in the year when I started this. Now there are 58. So this is day 3. The first couple days we did some planning about how to make the goal a little more actionable, a little more real. What milestones would we have to hit to make this happen? We got some numbers behind that, which you can see over here. Main numbers are, say, 11K visitors to the landing page and 200 premium users. And check this out. I'm getting a little more dialed in with the process here. Here's what happened so far. Roadmap, like I said, yesterday we finished a component. So we did make progress on the product. And today we're going to work on landing page and not bugs, but we're going to do, if there's time, vibe code. So if you haven't seen the app, let's see, I don't have it. Let's see if I have it running here. I'll pull it up on prod. Here you go. Here's the app. Here's what we're building. This is the select component we made yesterday. Boom. Boom. Still works. No complaints. It's been a little nitty gritty in terms of the stream. Just planning, talking, doing the dirty work. But tonight, I'm hoping we can cruise a little more, because earlier in the day, me and Victor did a lot of planning. Let me just show you. We got out of the way. So we have this project. Yeah, it's a project, and I'm basically using it as the roadmap. And there are a lot of issues. And up until this morning, it was just kind of like this. Like, it was overwhelming, all the stuff that we had to do. And what we were doing before is just like pushing it forward into the next milestone, which is broken down by months. But what I did is, okay, here we go. I pushed so much back to January and just really narrowed down on what do we have to do right now, like immediately now, just so these swim lanes seem a little more real. Instead of, sometimes when you get the backlog too big, it just feels like you're never going to ever accomplish anything because you're never clear about what's actually a priority. So now there's just 15 things here. We're each working on one thing. Mine's actually, if you go over here, here's my thing. And a lot of this comes down to just deciding like, hey, there's so much to do with the calendar. There's so much we've done already, but there's so much we would still have to add to even get to parity with Google Calendar, Apple Calendar, Outlook. And of course, those are free apps you get everywhere. So even if we were just as good as them, why would you use us? Like, why would you let alone pay for us? So that's been abundantly clear that we can't just chase whatever they're doing and expect to get to our goal. So that's the gist of what I push back. Anything that kind of falls under the guise of, hey, calendar clone, pushed back so that we can double down on our strengths of being different in the sense of like a planner. Now, a planner is the feature or like the categorization of what I'm calling this product. But for a user, I think they'll understand it as this app helps me get clear helps me filter out the noise, helps me like consolidate my tools in my thinking. So instead of having a to-do app, a calendar, a different app, like I just have Compass. And when I'm in Compass, I know what to do. It helps me plan, and then it helps me actually do it. That's the pitch. Now, the two big problems we have are the top and the bottom of the funnel. So the top, what I mean by the top is getting enough people going to the landing page, getting to this $11,000, $11,000. That'd be nice too, but 11,000 visitors to the page. And in the bottom, I mean having people convert. We don't even have a mechanism for people to convert, so that's one thing. But in the middle, when people sign up, when they poke around, when they put some things in the app, some of them do stick around and use it continually. So it's not like we're leaking there. We have to get more people using the app, and then we have to find out a way to charge them in like an elegant way. So that's what we're focused on now. Sorry, let me get in frame here. There we go. Push you up a little bit. Okay. So for today, I have an issue. I kind of started working on it already. It is, here you go. Yes. Explaining what we do better. Let me show you what the landing page it looks like now. This is like classic developer landing page in the bad way. I'm talking about features, feature. That one's not a feature. But it's just like, I made this, blah, here it is, use it. And it doesn't appeal, it triggers like no emotional response. It doesn't like clarify who the user is. Like no one sees this and is like, this is for me. And as evidence for this, I took a little snapshot of the analytics, and we're getting a 63% bounce rate, which means so 27% of the people who go to that page actually click that button to sign up. And an even shorter, smaller amount will click through the whole onboarding. And all right, at this point, I think what's happening is I'm streaming too much. It's too much data. I don't know, bro. I don't know what's happening. But my guess is I don't have enough upload bandwidth, and the whole internet's just getting freaky. And then I have to reboot. So I'm going without the camera right now. I lowered the bit rate to 4,000 from 6,000. And we're going to see if that's working. And then if so, maybe towards the end, I'll go back. Sorry again. I'm a noob. All right, man. I definitely lost everyone after that. I mean, that was 20 minutes of technical issues. I'm going to take my licks. And do this for the recording, basically. All right, man. What was I saying? Yeah, we're going to update the landing page to explain the value prop better. So I made this issue with some help. Actually, this came from Atlas, which is ChatGPT's browser, right? You guys probably know more than I do about it. But I downloaded it. I pointed it to the landing page, and I'm like, hey, how can this get better? This is basically what it said, which is pretty on point. Like, leading with the benefits, like I was talking about, that's a lot better than the features, clarifying it. And then it had some other things about social proof. I think I'm going to leave this out for now. But I took that and then I put it into Codex. And let's see if I have this open still. I've been prompting it a little bit to make it better. I think it's on 3000. Yeah. This guy. Well, I got to start it, don't I? Hang tight. I rebooted the whole thing. Trying to just fix stuff. Hold on. All right, so this already seems better. I don't love this thing, but getting control of your day, that's like a benefit. That's a thing that people want. And then I'm saying organize your day in 4 steps. So I'm hoping at this point they're thinking, what are these 4 steps? Planning your week. So this screenshot got an upgrade. I opened up Figma and I took this screenshot and I added some layers and some other things like this dotted thing just to highlight, drag and drop in. Put the little cursor hand there. Add some opacity to this event. So freshen this up a bit. Now planning your day, step 2. And then this is what I was working on right before this, staying focused on the now. Lock in without worrying about what's next. So here are our tasks. Toggle through. I like how it's kind of interactive. This is the part where I was going to pick up. And then you have that preview for whatever's coming up next. Capture everything else. And then the call to action is simplify your day. So I think this is an improvement. What we're going to try to do is wrap up the vibe coding, deploy it, and then wait for a bit, see how conversion changes, and then probably tomorrow, just given all the issues we've had today, look at other ways to get more people to the site. So, sorry, I'm just took a lot out of me being the IT guy for a bit, but I think we're good now. So hopefully we can get in the groove and keep going. Yeah, YouTube says it's still going strong. Okay. Let's open up Codex again. All right, not sure if it'll be able to remember our chat history, but before I rebooted the whole thing, we were talking about making this a little better, split it up into components. It looks like it's cruising now. What I want is to just make this a little more consistent. This isn't built yet into the app, but it is built on this prototype right here. Actually, let me reload. If I go boom, 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 boom. Okay, so the tasks are not done. Then we go to now. Okay, then you pick one, right? So that's pretty much what you're seeing in the landing page too. Colors look I think it changed it. Seems a little better. I'm probably fine with that. Notice how I'm splitting up the data too from the component it initially mushed it all in there, but I want to do that so I could change this more easily. And actually, I want these to match with that screenshot. So let's do that real quick. I don't think I want to prompt it to do that. So bear with me. What I'm trying to do is like, I don't think a user will necessarily notice this right away, but I want it to seem like it's one day. So I picked a day. Which one of these was it? This one. Pretend it's Friday. And like you're viewing it right here. That's why this dinner with Trisha is showing up in the now view down here. Dinner with Trisha. So I'm going to be a little persnickety and just make sure these match. So we got a salad emoji. Okay. That's... So yeah, say they're looking at it right here. This would be the only upcoming tasks. And then these over here would be the things that they would potentially want to focus on for today. So let's make sure those are in the list. Finalize Q2 goals. That one's there. Start AI course. All right, let's see how that looks. Yeah, it's looking better. Cool. So on the prototype, when you do finish them all, you get a little animation first off. But then it just sends you back here, which I really like, because it's like, okay, you said you're going to do everything, so you did everything. Then you come back to here, and it's like, do you want to plan anything else, or you want to maybe look at the week or wrap it up? I'm not trying to build everything into this, but it would be cool to give the visitors like a chance to play around with it a little bit, see what this is like. So I'm going to ask it to add an animation on completion, and when there are no more tasks to be completed, maybe we'll do some kind of message or get fancy with some animation or confetti or something. I don't know. Let's see. All right, we're doing a couple things here. Adding the animation, adding a message when all the tasks are done. So it's going to have to figure out that it needs to track completion state. Right now it just says like text, and that's probably it. And then I want to kind of go backwards on how much that card is doing. Before I was like taking into account the current time and then adding 2 hours, and I want it to just match what the screenshot has. So this is 6:30 dinner. I want to always show 6:30. So let's see. It's cooking now. And thank God our stream's still going. Maybe it's the camera. Maybe I'm streaming in too high quality. Because I was looking crispy on there. I was looking real clear. Maybe it's just too much. I'll try it at the end. See if I can come back. Uh-oh. Why is it looking at package JSON? Don't like that. It's just planning too. Okay, here we go. Designing. Yep, completion state. That's good. Let's think what else. Does anything else need to happen after this is done? I think I'd like this to be have a little more pop, just so people can see it goes weekday, now. But it might be all right. Capture everything else. And then I would like something to show up here in the app. There's some nice shortcuts and a couple places you can just drop things in, but this feels a little vague. Still thinking. Maybe I gave it too much. It seems like it's thinking a lot for just these things. Let's peek in. It didn't even add the state yet. What? Why is it updating Tailwind? Okay, this makes sense. This is... It looks like it might be rotating something, and then it's creating a class for that, and that's why we're in Tailwind. And same for the task complete. Okay, I see. All right, maybe that makes sense. So it's focusing on the animations first. It was quicker when I was doing this before. That's for sure. While we're waiting, let me show you what I was working on. I think it's over here. Yeah. Okay. I think this is kind of cool. This is just, it's not fancy AI, it's just Figma. But how do I open up this layer? Here we go. So I updated this to make it a little more snappy, or kind of draw some attention to this. And what I did, which was just super rudimentary, is I just added some blocks. My new favorite thing is I'll do like a frame, like F frame, and then I'll just go over something, and then I'll add a fill. I'll do this eyedrop picker, Actually, why didn't that work? Maybe it's because I was trying to block this thing out. Try again. Frame over. Oh, it was right there. Here we go. Fill. Color drop. There we go. So I did this everywhere. Just, you see it here. I blocked out that part, cleared out some events here, over here. Look at this guy. Sneaky, huh? But it's a cool way to just like simplify. I initially tried to prompt to get like a minimal calendar working, so it's more interactive and I could have like the hover states on the landing page, but it couldn't handle the times. So I went back to the screenshot, and this is probably an interim solution, but I don't know. I was kind of proud of that. Playing around with Figma a little bit, created this dotted outline. Anyway, stalling basically, but let's see. Now it's done. Still interesting. I wonder if it's tracking the state in a different way. Completed. Focus tasks. Wonder if it's getting rid of them after. Let's just play around with it. Come on. Oh, okay. This is new. Kind of nice. I kind of like that. Okay. Yo. You get a little wiggle. Don't like this, but ooh. That's pretty cool. That's actually pretty cool. I can even live with this. I can live with it, and we're going to get a win. I'm going to push this just as it is. I'll come back and do it again. But I want to show just the deployment. It's kind of cool. And then I'll try to go on camera and see if that works. So we're going back here. I'm going to take it. It's not perfect, but I'm going to take it. This is like the same story as yesterday with the little feature we shipped. It was like definitely not pristine, but also progress. And after the difficulties with the tech, I'm like, I just need, give me a win. Give me a win. So this is on Vercel, and normally what Vercel wants you to do is to connect this to like a domain, and then every time you merge domain, it'll auto deploy. But you can also just do it from the command line. And I know Guillermo doesn't want you to know that, but you can just do that, and it's gonna work. I hope. Just jeopardized my Vercel sponsorship for this, but it's good to know. So this is the free plan still. If you're good with just typing this command in, you can still deploy it and have it on Vercel and use a lot of their features, except for the auto deployments. And this is a different repo. The main repo is open source, and I just leave this one closed because it's pretty much just me who updates this page. It updates a lot, like based on what I'm seeing in the analytics. And so trying to like communicate what I'm looking for and document an issue and do it the proper way, just it's more work than it's worth it at this point. Even the tests aren't really there much. When the landing page did call the wait list, I did have a lot of tests to make sure that worked, and there was fallbacks and retries and logs if the API was down. But this is all static now. So it looks like it worked. You could inspect it. But let's just go. Let's do it live. Come on. Okay. Yep. That's the new stuff. I don't like this chip. Don't like it. I don't think it makes sense. But this is better. No credit card required. That's good. I made sure these weren't all checked this time. And now we got this. Let's go. That's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. Okay, yo. This was like the most scattered, unproductive stream. But 2/3, 3/4 of it was just the internet going down. And it might go down again, but I'm going to try just to see if the bit rate's better. So let me put my camera on. Hold on. Okay, I'm back. Yeah, I look pretty sharp here. I'm looking pretty sharp. It's looking good still. It went through fine yesterday on this internet. I was working fine all day on this, and I didn't have any issues. So I don't know what if this was a fluke or I'm gonna have to keep figuring things out. Okay, what other things didn't I get? Or the last thing capturing everything. Let's do that. Let's see if I can figure that out. I'm gonna let it do its thing, and we'll see what it comes up with. Oh, now it's saying there's an issue. I'm gonna go back. I'm gonna go off quick. Saying YouTube is not receiving enough video to maintain smooth streaming. Bro, it must be my camera. The stream's bitrate is lower. Okay, it wants this bitrate. Yeah, I did lower it from 6K to 4K. So maybe it's the internet. Something to do off stream. Sorry, guys. I'm going to see if we can push it. I'm going to see if we can sneak out just another little improvement. Dude, honestly, the longer I work on this, the more of a fan I am of just quick wins. Like, that's so important to me. This is why I really dislike massive PRs. It's why I don't like long PRs in terms of durations. It's why I don't like delaying things when you plan it to when you do it. Just the vibes are not good. It's not good. And when you're in the flow, when you're shipping things, when you're constantly deploying, it just feels better, man. It just feels better. Hence why I deployed, even though the PR is not done. And I'm sure Copilot has a bunch of things to say about what's wrong with this. But let's see. It had a whole plan here. Quick capture concept. Yep. I think I'm going to do another follow-up just to make sure it works on mobile. Let's see what it's doing now. Let's see how this works on mobile. Since a lot of people come here on mobile. So I already updated this so it's on mobile. So that's simpler. Like there's no agenda notice. If it's see that? So this column collapses when it's mobile. Here, this is looking pretty good except for the overlap. Don't love the overlap. I could probably tell it to just make it one column and put it up here, or just get rid of it on mobile. Let's see again. Let's go somewhere a little more narrow. Check. Yeah, that is nice. Oof. That's sick. I really like that. Still cooking? No, it's wrapped up. Let's see. Quick capture mode. Add an event in 5 seconds. All right. Well, it's getting a little carried away because we don't do natural language. Not yet. We can. It's doable, but we don't do that now. That's pretty cool. Coffee ketchup. Ooh. That is pretty cool. Yeah, I'm not going to over advertise and say we have that now, but I'm probably going to adapt it a little bit. In the actual app, go to, you can quickly add it there, or you can go here, shortcut here, that's a shortcut, or from the command palette. So I don't feel like I'm over advertising. You can get really snappy with how you can add events here. All right, man. Let me go on real quick. Clearly, I'm still figuring stuff out. This was not my best performance on the internet. It's gonna get better. I got how many more days do I got left? 57, 56, 57 more days. I'll figure it out. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.